Do we lead with the award to the Orioles today? No.
No, because it's not a baseball. It's not our baseball
Ah, that's
show.
right.
We'd
That's
save
right.
could
Sorry.
save that
Sorry.
for another time.
All right.
So
Talk about it next week.
no, I mean, for those of you that are joining, you have now reached Dad's Bet Baseball, football edition. So if you're here to talk about how Pete Alonso is definitely not going to the Orioles now, and how Taylor Ward was just acquired by the Orioles, who is and they are still paying Tyler O'Neill $50 million to play the exact same position, have the exact same skill set, and unloaded a 26-year-old starting pitcher, then you've not come to the right place, because we're not going to talk about that.
No. I don't even know if I want to claim victory on it, because
it's not
it's
victory.
Not like,
it's just
not,
it's like
I don't know.
it had a lot of
steam
move too. Like Passan wrote in the column the other day, he was just like, because they're like, we're going to spend. And then he said, like, watch out for them with possibly Pete, because like they need a veteran. They need a veteran slugger. They're willing to spend. They're like, there was a whole thing about, he even used the example. He said, Basello and Pete can co-do first base, DH, catcher. And I was like, oh man, this actually like has some legs. And then they're like, yeah, we traded Grayson Rodriguez for Taylor Ward. I'm like, that makes no sense, but good luck, guys.
He's a lot cheaper than Pete would be. I'll say. I mean, he's on's signed for 1 year.
He is, but it's more telling. It's more telling that, like, I mean, that guy had like a Cy Young ceiling at one point. People were talking about him for like, and like he got hurt, and then they were like, we got to shut him down.
And they treated him with bubble wrap too, because they were like, they were trying so hard to protect him and Bradish. So I just thought it was assumed coming into this season, all right, well, Bradish is their 1. And then they've been pumping up Rodriguez for their number 2. And then they'd likely go out and get another starter. And you've got Rogers there. And boom, now you've starting pitching solved. So
I know.
Now I don't know what they're doing. But
I don't know.
I don't know. The medicals had to be really bad is all I can think of.
That's what Andrew said. Margolic said the same thing. He's like, for someone who's 20, for a 26-year-old pitcher, for them to want to get rid of that, because like you let it, like thinking about, and then we're like, we're not going to talk about baseball. We're talking about baseball. But to put it even in perspective, the Orioles specifically, look how many of their pitchers, like Means and Bradish, and even like, dude, Tyler O'Neill's only 2 years removed from having his elbow ripped up. Like all of these guys that they were like, oh yeah, we're totally fine, like waiting it out until you kind of until it works and it works out for you. And they were like, no effing chance, and acquired a guy like a duplicative player to who they have, a guy who has a high strikeout rate and is just plays the exact same position.
They can think if they're going to actually try and deal O'Neill, but I think he's signed for 2 more years, right? Or is it
expensive?
Yeah, he's not cheap, because we tried to come up with a trade for him over the summer, and we're like, oh shit, he's going to be kind of hard to deal with that contract. So
I agree. All right, let's talk about. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go live into the. I'm getting Sean's blowing us up. Shout out Sean. Sean knows ball. We're going to go to. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do our Hall of Fame bet segment. Hall of Fame bets. HOFapp.com. Use code DADS. We're going to show you how you use it with Handigraphs for hockey. Going to do some shots on goals or goalie save props, because I was playing around with this last night. So check this out. Boom. That could have been anything. I was like, oh, please don't be my OnlyFans. Okay. So, all right. So if you go to Handigraphs, use code HG Hockey, you get it for free. You go in, and when you want to find guys for shots on goal, or let's do this around goalie saves. Okay, so goalie saves, you basically want this, which is shots on goal against, and you can sort, and I'm doing this by the last 3 starts. You can do it by the last 2 starts if you want. It doesn't matter, but basically whoever had the most here is someone who you would want to look at for possible saves. It's okay if these things are all blue, because that you're going to give up goals. It's more about volume. Saves are volume, but this is a key one for everybody. This is percentage of expected goals and saves above average. So he's saving stuff, and he's hovering right around the section where you want. He's got a decent amount of rebounds, but not a ton. Decent amount of high danger chances, but not a ton. But you want rebounds to be high. You want high danger chances to be high. So anyway, you will go into our site. You might say, hey, this is how I'm finding a goalie that I want to take a saves over prop on. Saves overs are great. Then you're going to go to Hall of Fame bets. And look, you could just go straight to Hall of Fame bets if you want. You don't have to use Handygraphs. We just use both because we own a data company. So, and we love Hall of Fame bets for it. But
peanut butter and jelly. That's
peanut butter and jelly. Exactly. So look, I am in the trend section because that's where I hang out all the time. And I will then go to playing today. I will go to matchup grade. I'm not going to worry about the matchup grade, actually. I will go to odds. I will make odds around 125. I will make it a little bit of a range about 130. And then the stat type that I'm looking for is shots. And then what do I find here as I do this? This might be because the game's already started, so we may not be able to see it. Let me look at then tomorrow. Oh, here it goes. Here's what we'll do. Hold on. They might have to do it tomorrow because Hall of Fame Bets is so good with their data that it automatically adjusts. Let me just rewind. Let me refresh because they don't always. They did it in real time. Stats. Let me just see if I can get to saves. There it is. Okay, cool. All right. So, yeah. Oh, wow. Shout out Hall of Fame Bets. They actually, everything updates in this in real time if the game's already started. I did not know that.
That's pretty dope.
That's pretty dope. So here, in fact, I'll look at, we'll just do it for tonight. I'll use Dostal as an example. So Dostal is going tonight. Dostal is on my sheet here. We talked about him the other day, but yeah, they're giving up a lot of shots. He actually has the same exact stats as Colton Ellis. So while he didn't hit his over the other day, this is a really good example. They're giving it a D+ matchup grade, but my urging to you would be when you look at some of this stuff is to go in, because one of the cool things that they have is that you can kind of mess around and you can say, all right, well, how is this against an opponent like Boston? Like, how is this with a team that does not play defense? So this is something that I love, like a team that basically has a terrible defense, with the exception of this Utah game, so this Utah game recently was like the only time that he really hasn't gone over this prop. And if you go the last couple of years, yeah, he mostly hits this and it's great. And he averages 25.5. So that is over what the number is, which I believe is 21.5. Or here, let's go up a little. We can go to 24. Ooh, yeah, 24. So he averages 25.5. FanDuel has his over 24.5 saves at plus 120. This is a buy. So to sum it all up, Hall of Fame Bets, go to trends, go to saves, sort, play around then with the filters in there to see if something's kind of hitting. Don't worry all the time about the matchup grade. Matchup grade is there to help confirm. Don't necessarily always have to say that it's right. Like sometimes the matchups are wrong. But when you're using it with our site, you want to look at rebounds and shots on goal against, and that is pretty much how you kind of combine Handygraphs and Hall of Fame Bets. Again, Hall of Fame Bets.
Yeah, make sure to use with the with the matchup grade too, especially if like you're using this for NBA.
NBA is so good for matchup grade for real. So
use the matchup grade and then just make sure you have that with and without filter on. And if you like, for at least if you're looking at somebody who's like in the lineup for that team that you're betting on, just so you have the correct lineup, and then you see, oh, how many times has I don't know Anthony Edwards gone at 30 points or more when Jaden McDaniels doesn't play? So use that along with the matchup grade, and that's usually going to get you to where you need to go. Should we talk a little about some pick'em stuff before?
Oh wait, do you want to do? Do you want to do? Yeah, do you want to do a little bit of?
I kind of want to save the look ahead stuff because we were talking about looking ahead to week 13, but I kind of wanted to talk about a few games here that I'm.
Okay, let's do it.
Looking at our sheet,
I'm going to pull up Odds Logic. Well, look at all these tools that we talk about on the show that nobody, if you're listening, you're like, I don't have any idea what you're doing. I'm pulling up Odds Logic as we talk about this. So,
but only the code for Hall of Fame Bets. Reminder, people.
Yes, but only use our codes. Use code DADS. That's right. No,
just use DADS.
Honestly, if you DM Rick, he'll probably give it to you for free. But anyway, it's fine.
You might just get a free Odds Logic account.
You might get a free Odds Logic.
So I'm looking at the board this week, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think I have to argue with you a little bit about my Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay, tell me.
So I'm trying. Let me just make sure, because if this is on your Circa card, then I'm in trouble.
It's not on my Circa card. Okay. It's not on my. This is not one. I can make a case, but go on, because actually this will lead very well into my look ahead discussion.
I think my bullish case on the Steelers is that I don't think that it's really that much of a drop off to Mason Rudolph.
I would agree.
is the case here because hashtag I know my team, but the Steelers have looked fine with Mason Rudolph. He's been serviceable. They have been
on the team for 4 years.
He came in. Well, he left last year, but then they tried to get him back. Yeah. The only reason they didn't come back last year was because they had entertained basically bringing in Wilson. Otherwise, he probably would have been back on the team. So familiar with the organization. He stepped in for Pickett. Was it now? I guess two seasons ago. And to be honest, the team kind of turned around whenever he came in, and they had won a couple of games that were not necessarily gimme games. They won a game at Seattle that's basically the game where Pickett was like never going to be invited back to play with the team because he didn't suit up. So I think it's that. And then weirdly, the defensive stuff with the Steelers has actually been a little bit better. If you go look just excluding weeks 1 and week 2, from weeks 3 on, they're top 10 in total defensive DVOA. Which I was a little bit surprised by. Like I thought that their defense was worse, but that Jets game kind of is a little bit of an outlier, especially also with that Bengals game thrown in. To me, like I'm not trying to come here and say like the horseshoe up their ass type of Bears argument because I think that's a little bit tired. But
their point differential is very different than the Bears. The Bears have a negative point differential. So it's so I completely agree.
But I kind of like the spot. Like it's a road game, it's a 1 p.m. game. We don't have to worry about this being a standalone game. And also the Bears have come off a couple of nice like comeback wins. I'm just not sure I'm seeing how much the Bears actually get up for this game. And that maybe that's just a lazy take, but
no. Lazy take is too many points. To be very clear, because it's like, why is it too many points? I always say this. Sean knows. I always say this. Like, why is something too many points? The Steelers have a Tomlin-esque plus 14 in their point differential. The Bears at 7-3 have a -6 point differential. Which may not seem like a lot, may seem like it's on the margin, but if you are leading a division, you have a negative point differential. It means you are absolutely getting lucky in the last end of a lot of different appearances. I personally don't have a strong feeling on this game. I can tell you what I want, and this can lead into the look ahead. For me, one, I'll always buy a team. Like if I look at a box score and I see a team just scored like 30 some points, because I'm like trying to figure out how are people looking at things. A team just scored 30 plus points the week before. I assume that people are going to probably just take it. And when I'm looking, and when it's 2 teams within a key number, I'm like, well, here, maybe I do want to take the Bears here. I'm not married to it. And the big thing is that I want, and I'm glad you picked this, is I want the Bears to win this game by margin, because I think that they are going to get so steamrolled by the Eagles in the Black Friday game.
Oh my God, that's right. They have
right.
All right. See, I like this even a little bit more. I didn't realize that was their next game.
So like, that's the thing. So their next game is that game, right?
Yeah.
The ideal scenario for me, I already know 2 bets that I'm making next week, and they are both, to me, 2-unit bets. And if you are Sean and you are listening, you probably want to put your ears. This is your heads up to put your ears in now, because I know you guess lines, and I don't want to ruin this one for you. But one of them, I'm not going to bet it in advance, but what's the look ahead line what's the look ahead line for the Bears?
For the Bears, that one is
okay. So
do you want to guess, or did you just see it?
Well, I saw, but I don't know if this is still right. It's still 7.5.
I'm seeing 7.5. Yeah.
Okay, that should
between be 7 and 7.5. Depends on
the Eagles' smash offensive game is going to be this game. It is. If you thought that Caleb Williams was in hell for the second half of a Brian Flores game, which, by the way, that happened twice now. The Vic Fangio experience is not going to be in Philadelphia, is going to be a miserable experience for Caleb Williams, an absolute miserable experience. Here's what I want. I want Dallas, who, by the way, have an average margin of victory of 16 points against the Eagles at home when Dak has started over the last, actually just in general over the last 7 years. And Dak has beaten them, I believe, every time at home. I want Dallas to win by margin, and I want the Bears to win by margin because I am going to alt the living fuck out of the Eagles next Friday for this game. It is just such a bad Bears spot because I believe after that the Bears schedule.
Yeah,
after that
right now.
they play the Packers.
They've got the Packers.
It's a look ahead.
Yeah.
It's a Friday off game. It's in Philadelphia, and it's against a defense that is absolutely built to annihilate him. I'm gonna alt the F out of this. Also to be said is that on the we're gonna Spencer saying we should take the over sacks in the game. It's gonna be incredible. So tied to this is another one that I'm looking at. So I don't know where do we land on this? Because like I could go either way. I have a wishful thinking in my head. It's probably
I think I'm leaning more. I mean, I actually think you sold me even a little bit more on taking Pittsburgh at the +2.5.
Sure, they do
because and if you look at the splits are, I guess it's still Wednesday, but just on the Circus side, the splits are like pretty favorable from the money end of things on the Steelers. I think it's, what am I seeing?
Yes. Sharps have hammered the Steelers this week. I mean, it's still Tomlin as a dog. Like the reality is that this game should probably be a pick 'em. Because as you said,
I think that's probably closer to fair as if this was like maybe one or a pick 'em.
Right.
2.5
exactly.
is a little bit rich.
So there's a couple, we're actually going to end up turning this into like a couple lines and things that I look at on certain things. But so the other prime smash look ahead spot that I'm debating if I'm going to bet now, scrolling down odds logic. I'm
also, by the way, another shout out or promotion here. The 4-for-4 look ahead is still a good sheet that you can go to. There is a 4-for-4 look ahead spread site that you can just immediately go.
Oh yeah.
They do update that.
It's great. So. It's also really good. That one's really good for Survivor. But anyway, so Sean, if you were listening this far, Sean Hardy, if you were listening this far, stop listening. Advance 30 seconds. I will tell you. I will give you the signal when it's safe. But let me just find this. So I'm looking at Week 13 Giants at Pats. It is a Monday Night Football game.
7.5. I'm seeing.
Yes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Jackson Dart start. I'm going to assume as well. He'll be
because he's starting this weekend. But here's the thing. That should be 9.5. This Pats team is very good. This Giants team, as much as they are fun with Dart, is still not a good team. Do you know who the New England Patriots play the following week?
They have a bye.
No, they don't.
After the Giants? Yes, they do.
No, they don't. They play the Bills.
No, they play the Bills Week 15. They have a bye in Week 14.
Well, then this kills my entire thing. There you go. Well, that was my whole thing. Well, wow, damn. Okay, well that kills it all because like I thought that I didn't even know that they were doing.
No, they're on bye.
My looking was like this is a massive look.
Giants.
This is a major look. Look, either way, it's softer. It's not as cool because I thought it was going to be that. It's a random non-con game before the bye, which is super weird, and that's a very short line in my opinion. But I had thought that they were playing the Bills the following week. I didn't. Yeah. I totally spaced on that thing.
And also, weirdly,
Pats really got lucky.
You know who also has a bye in Week 14? The Bills.
Who?
So both the Bills and the Pats have a bye, and then they will go into that game against each other.
So like they're backing it up that it's not even that. I love that spot for the Giants. I don't think they'll win, but I love that spot for the Giants because you have a random non-conference game before the bye, before you host the Bills for the division. Like you'll win the division if you do that. I'm just saying it's a natural letdown spot to me.
Anyway. Yeah, I'm looking at the. Oh, wait. Okay. So my apologies. All right. So I did have one thing wrong. Bills do not have a bye Week 14. Okay. I was looking at the Panthers have a bye. Very odd though that so speaking of the Bills, the look ahead line for the Bills in that Week 14 game before we get to New England is -5.5 at home against Cincinnati. What? Why is that 5.5? Is Joe Burrow coming back for this game?
Yeah, he is. He practiced today.
Okay.
Look at us both getting the information to each other and doing it and it's just yeah.
Oh shit! So, full practice, man.
Full practice.
I mean, you know what? That's one of those where
that's part of, by the way, why I took Bengal. I don't know if he plays, but I took a Bengals alt this weekend just in case.
What a weird team that they would be.
And Flacco didn't practice, and he was a full participant.
Yeah. Anyway, something tells me there's a little bit of some Taylor trying to save his job.
I kill our very excited Caps.
Well, I was actually excited to talk about some look aheads today because
the Eagles one
we still could talk about it. But
the Eagles one works. I mean, look, we can talk about them. Look at so when you went through the pickup, were there any other ones that stand out? How about the fact that I'm backing? I can tell you some reasons why I'm backing the Browns.
So. Well, I mean, Vegas is horrible.
Yeah, okay. I guess I don't have to tell you. I guess I don't have to give you any reasons.
You don't have to really sell me on that one. I do think I guess, and maybe, is this part of your cap too on the Eagles with that Bears game? Because right now we've got Dallas at 3.5.
Yeah. I think Dallas
division game. Okay.
I think Dallas smokes them.
Man, the other one I'm looking here at the board, I'm fine with Tampa.
Tampa's tough for me right now. That's when I go back and forth because I think I've told you this. I think Baker is seriously hurt.
Yes, yes,
and the Rams just look great. I need Baker to do. He was limited today. I need him to be full participant in practice the rest of the week for me to feel good about that game.
Do we think, by the way, is it Rams, Seahawks, Eagles, and that's pretty much it in the NFC?
Yeah.
Is that I've been trying.
I mean, you're talking about who's the bet. The bet is the bet's the Niners. The bet's the Niners because there'll be there'll be a 7, but it's. I mean, the ideal.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you if they had Warner, but
I don't disagree. I just more of where's the value? The value's on that. But it's the Rams have looked great from the jump, and dude, the Eagles are going to play ugly football, and they're going to have a historically good defense through the end of the season.
And we're okay. Here was the other one. I don't know why I keep coming back to this team. I swear I don't like them, but why are we backing Kirk Cousins on the road?
Because we're not taking the Saints and Saints as a favorite.
Okay, that's probably fair.
That's my issue with that is that there was a 5-point line move on a rookie quarterback who isn't impressive. And by the way, they got rid of his second most. They got rid of his third. They had already got rid of his first most league receiver.
With Shaheed. And
they just cut Cooks. And I don't believe that there's any world where I don't know if they score points. Let's to be clear. I do not know if Atlanta Falcons score points, but I do know that I'm not taking the New Orleans Saints as a favorite.
Yes, Falcons defense sneakily actually got a lot worse.
A lot worse. Yeah.
They were a few weeks ago. I think they were 3rd in DVOA, and then I was about to make this point to you, being oh shit, yeah, Tyler Shuck's going to be going against the
I already had this conversation with Dan.
I had to start scrolling today. I'm wait, where are they?
Yeah, I did too. And I had that same feeling. Well, when Newbie liked the Browns, I was like, oh yeah, but the Raiders defense is pretty good. He said, is it? And then I looked. I'm like, wait, nope, no, it is not. Because it's right there with the Falcons. No, Falcons kind of fell off a cliff defensively.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's just more.
It's a 4-point move over. It's a 4-point move. I mean, I don't really want. It's not on my card because there's no drink. I don't know who Kirk Cousins is throwing to, but a 4-point line move over Michael Penix to the Saints being a home favorite by 2 points.
Yeah,
is
probably a little much. One more comment on this week's slate, and we can talk a little bit about some of the other ones coming up.
Yeah.
I think the Jags are the funniest team to cap year in and year out because I actually think they're also the easiest team to cap because so that game against the Chargers at home last week, you and I both loved Jacksonville in that spot. I feel like a lot of sharps loved Jacksonville in that spot. And part of it was because of the travel for the Chargers and like eventually all of these East Coast trips were going to add up. Eventually,
they haven't done it. They hadn't scored. They hadn't covered on a single one all year.
And they were also, they were going to face a real pass rush with the problems that they had with their offensive line. But it just, I don't know why, but Jacksonville has these like random home games that just scream Jacksonville. And last week was one of them. And then you immediately bet against them the following week after they do that because they never can stay consistent to follow it up.
Oh yeah, dude, there's a lot of reasons to fade Jacksonville. Like, first of all, that team cannot travel well. 2, they just dumped 1 billion points on the Chargers, and that's like what people are going to see. I'm absolutely fading that team, a team that does that the next week.
Well, that's a classic, and we could talk this, I guess, more like look aheads, but like I always use best case and worst case scenarios for teams as terms of trying to figure out, okay, if I take this look ahead line, what's the best case scenario for this team that I'm going to be backing, and what's the worst case? And then is the worst case basically not going to really move the line at all, whereas best case could do a lot? If you look at the Cardinals, that was worst case scenario last week. They got pantsed by the Niners, which was also a good spot for the Niners.
Didn't they? Wait, Hunt didn't? Yeah, they did. Yeah. But I love them this week
with Purdy coming back. So worst case scenario for the Cardinals, right? Last week, best case scenario for Jacksonville because they looked awesome, even though offensively, again, they really didn't do a whole lot. It was just a defensive clinic put on the Chargers, and the Chargers were just kind of out of that game early. So I think it is also 2.5 is all you need to know. The Cardinals are only 2.5 at home.
Right. You take 2.5, you don't lay it. It's just, that's like, I love the card. I love the Cardinals this week. I'm trying to see if there's any look aheads that I'm looking at on here that would change based on things. So, this part of the reason why I like the Bills tomorrow is that Houston has a look ahead to the Colts, which is a pretty vital game. Tampa Bay's laying 5.5 to this. Jacksonville's dude. All right. Well, here's one. Jacksonville's laying 7 on the road to Tennessee. I don't care how bad Tennessee is. Jacksonville just shouldn't be a 7-point favorite to anyone on the road. By the way, Tennessee's covered like 2 straight, so I don't know what they're doing there.
Still not a good team, but they're
also just like, and I mean, I don't think that the Rams are. The Rams are laying 9.5 to Carolina, but the Rams will be the public side there. Not too worried. I'm not worried about a backdoor. That's a 5-point game for me.
Well, I definitely think if I'm looking at 13, the other one that sticks out to me, even though I would probably immediately fade this team, would be so you've got the Bills with a Thursday night game.
It's the Bills laying 3.5.
Yeah, so the Bills are -6 right now against you. Well, hold on, I'm looking at the 4 for 4, but are they still? Yeah, they're 6 this week against Houston. So looking ahead, again, if you play the best case and worst case scenario, probably a pretty good spot for Buffalo this week to
take care of business.
Take care of business, lay down a slight smackdown. That game last week, by the way, against Tampa Bay was not a smackdown. That game was in the balance with
they covered. They covered. They did. They covered 5.5 and my 10.5.
We did win
because they basically all they needed to do was get 2 stops because Tampa's defense is terrible.
Yep. But so good spot for them this week. And then even though I just made this whole case for the Steelers, I'm also cognizant of, hey, worst case is that actually Rudolph comes out and looks like shit. And the Bears actually have a great offensive game. Ben Johnson coordinates something that Tomlin's never seen. And now the Bills at 4.5, that could easily get to 6.5. On the road against the Steelers. So that was the one that stuck out to me. If I'm
I see that one there.
Feeling on the floor.
This Sunday night. I mean, the Sunday night football game Denver's laying 6.5 is interesting. I mean, there's nothing else that I really want to jump on for next week. That Chargers are going to be off a bye. That Chargers game's a smash spot, -8.5, and they're hosting Vegas. They're going to kill that team. They'll win they're going to win that game by 15 points. And the Tampa line's weird, but that's about it. I mean, everything's been kind of killed for me because everything's been, and I like the Giants on Monday Night Football. I still like the Giants on Monday Night Football against New England because look how juiced that 7 is. It's -115. So that's pretty
much. So yeah, open. On FanDuel it's -115. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's like there's a lot of games though this week that I think the signals that I get from both looking at lines and doing my research is like I feel like there's going to be a lot of there might be quite a fair amount of just pushes. Like Vegas is a 4-point flat 4 fave over Cleveland. Okay, sure. It just makes no sense. A 6-point line move because everybody hates Shedeur. Geno Smith leads the league in interceptions and turnovers. Like, what are you talking about here? And doesn't Myles Garrett have back-to-back 5-sack games?
Yes, he does. Yeah.
So, like, and this is what are we doing? The Chiefs one was interesting, but I think this is a Chiefs version of a circle the wagon spot. So
I wanted to actually bring up. So that was the last thing I kind of wanted to talk about here, which was the Chiefs. So obviously the narrative this week has been like, well, are the Chiefs? The Chiefs are on the outside looking in. Like, what the AFC West or the AFC playoffs no longer going through Arrowhead, which is true. Although I wouldn't also put it past Denver to blow this thing. But
right.
The one thing that I thought of was I was looking ahead. I'm like, okay, so what is the bet then on the Chiefs? Am I trying to make a bet because this is probably the buy low? And when I looked at the odds, like I'm still not getting great odds on Super Bowl. They're 10-1 because it's the Chiefs. Conference winner for the AFC, they're plus 550. And I got to be honest, I just said earlier this week that I didn't like this team, but can you tell people why you might be a little bit in on the Ravens? Because I see them at 6-1.
Oh, I'm like super in on the Ravens. I'm so in on the Ravens, even though I like the Jets this weekend I like the Jets this weekend because the Ravens have. So the reason I'll tell you why I like the Ravens. I like the Ravens because I've watched Lamar never be able to play from behind, especially and
Sean Element.
So, I mean, they have a great schedule to just run the table. Like set. Like they have a great schedule to run the table. Lamar from behind, I'm not big. I'm like just he hasn't done well. Like this is recorded. So, but what I did notice over the last 2 weeks is just that this team has trailed both times at halftime, has given up touchdowns on the scripted portion, which means they aren't prepared in the initial drive of a game. They are not prepared enough that they've given up touchdowns on opening drive. And then their defense in the second half of the last 2 games has been really good. So while I don't like the Ravens to come out of like the AFC, I like the Ravens to run the table to the division and go to Foxborough and ruin. Well, they're going to go to Foxborough anyway later this season, but go to Foxborough in a divisional round and piss off all the Patriots. And that is true. I see Sean pointing out that these clowns can't block. I know that you read in like unexpected points. They do a chart every week of quarterback
by Asian rankings,
by rankings of like how much of it is the quarterback's fault and how much.
We love this chart. Yes,
and how much of it is the blocking fault, and like blocking's on this side and quarterback is on this side, and Lamar is like on an island.
Lamar's on the wrong
over here. Yeah, he's on the wrong side of that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that was actually kind of what opened my eyes to Caleb Williams and like how much he does for sack avoidance. And I just, again, priors coming in, just have always assumed like, oh, Caleb Williams is a sack machine. He just takes a lot of sacks because he he can't move effectively, but not at all. There were some guys on that chart that were actually very interesting in terms of how they were in sack avoidance. I mean, I pushed back on you a little bit when you said this with the Ravens because I watched a lot of that Browns game. And
their second half defense has been good. I mean, and they're not playing anybody of consequence the rest of the season, really.
My main the main counter was they played Shedeur Sanders, who, if he had just handed the ball off every possession, they probably win the game. That's how bad he was in that second half. But if I'm looking at this just from a math and sort of seeding standpoint, which is kind of what you have to go in at, the Chiefs, I mentioned the Chiefs are plus 550 to win the AFC. Their division odds are plus 650, right? So you have plus 550 for the Kansas City Chiefs that they're going to have to win 3 consecutive road games, and likely they're going to have to be either the 6th or the 7th seed based on where they're kind of at. I guess if they win out, then maybe they could get the 5, but they're going to have to win 3 consecutive road games. The Ravens are minus 310 right now to win the AFC North.
Mm-hmm.
Big part of that is their schedule. They play the Steelers twice, and their hardest part of the schedule is over. So, right, well, I mean, if Burrow's back, then maybe I still don't think that team's very good. But
I don't think the team's very good either. So
I guess the thing is, so it's a 6-1 on the conference. The Ravens prior to the season were like 3-1 to win the AFC. So they're 6-1. The Chiefs are plus 550, and yet the Ravens are minus 310 to win their division. Almost certainly will get a home game and will likely get a more favorable draw, including if they end up like having to play at New England, which I would probably like that matchup for them anyways. So that just doesn't seem right to me. Like it should. I think that those.
No, I think that the value. I think the value's on them. I see Sean saying Casey to miss play is plus 165. That not juicy enough for me. It doesn't really interest me on that one. It's just like I took the Packers last week at plus 270 for that, which I like, which might be now like around 3-1. Like Packers are around 3-1. That I think that's a lot more interesting because the thing is about with KC is that you're basically there's a gap on some of the teams. Like KC has a route that they can do it, and frankly unbettable. They're an unbettable team, but that numbers is not good enough at all. I don't think that I don't understand why Lamar can't go an entire week and do every practice, but neither here nor there. But yeah, I mean, they're going to host a game.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
They're going to host a game in the wild card, and then they're going to go to Foxborough, and they're going to beat the Patriots, and everyone's going to get really upset.
Like, let me ask you this: if they go to Foxborough in the division, let's assume in this case Patriots get the 1 seed, right? They play the Patriots in that divisional round. What's the line on that game? Are the Ravens favored?
What? No. It'll be Pats by it'll be Pats.
I think it's like Pats like 1.5. I think it's shorter than that.
I think it might be. Well, what do they probably put? Yeah, actually, you can't put it over hook. It's probably Pats 2.5. Pats minus 2.5 is probably what the line is for that game.
Yeah,
home divisional playoff game. First playoff game. In what? Since the Mac Jones. Well, first home playoff game in.
Now you get me excited about the Ravens on this because
it's a Pat. That line will be Pats minus 2.5, and the Ravens are gonna win that game by 5 points, 5 or 6.
I mean, as great, and I was proved wrong about Drake May. I was kind of not super impressed coming into the season, but I don't care who you're playing on your schedule. You can't be that efficient and be putting up the kind of numbers you are from that like EPA standpoint, unless
his first playoff start's gonna be a primetime game too.
But I think he also is going to shit his pants probably in his first.
He's going to absolutely shit his pants.
It's such a tired trope, but like this always happens. Like rookie quarterbacks, you had CJ Stroud in his rookie start, who was I guess good, but that was also a lot less pressure playing that first home game, especially when it was against. I think it was it the Browns? I think it was the Browns that he played his first start.
Oh yeah, Flacco and Flacco smoked.
That's what I'm saying. And Flacco just totally turned into a pumpkin in that game. You're not going to get that on the, playing Lamar and a team that's seasoned coming in there. So.
Yeah, I mean, this is all a lot of look ahead. On this. Well, I mean, so then you know what the bet is? Ravens exact elimination AFC Conference Championship. Ravens will shit the bed in that game.
Who though? That's the question. Probably the AFC is such a
probably the Chiefs. It's so mid. But that's the bet.
I know. I wish
probably on DraftKings. It's
I wish one of the Rams, Seahawks, Eagles played in the AFC. Is all I can say.
They should make a team move to the other conference if they if they win.
It's like when they flex the games. Like it's in the middle of the season. Like actually, you're moving over here. You're replacing the Raiders. Sorry.
Okay, let me see. I'm going to look at it right now. So, because they usually have this, they have like exact, let's see, team specials, divisional, win futures. Okay. Conference winner, name the final, stage of elimination. Okay. This is such a jerk bet. Chargers, Chiefs, Houston.
Where are you seeing this on?
On DraftKings.
It's on DraftKings. Okay.
To lose a conference championship game, Ravens is 7-1.
Oh, that's a bet.
I love that's a bet. Yeah, that's I like. I just put half a unit on it. That's a great. That's the bet. So, I like that bet, and I just took it.
If that is what happens, then I kind of like
that's a great number.
Super Bowl. Yeah, that's a good number though. 7, especially like. I mean, you could realistically, you could also just say, "Fuck it, I'm going to hedge this, and I'm going to basically win the AFC or lose in the title game."
They're going to be dogs.
If they make the title game, then
if they make the title game, they're going to be dogs.
Yeah,
you basically just got 7-1 on whoever they play in the title game because they are not going to be favorites in the title game unless what would have to happen. The two seed
would
have to run the table
Colts,
as the 2.
Oh no. Yeah. Oh well, no, sorry. Well, the 2 seed could be Denver because Denver is.
That's right.
Colts. Okay, so Colts have. That's right. Colts have the tiebreaker against Denver right now, but I'm pretty sure the Colts' schedule is kind of gnarly down the stretch. Like,
oh, it is, dude. I love this bet. I hope Sean heard this one because this is a great bet.
Yeah, Colts have. KC, Houston at home, at Jacksonville, oh my God, yeah, their schedule is rough.
But the thing is the Ravens the Ravens won't be able to host that game. No, they wouldn't because they would be playing another divisional winner.
If it's the 2, so if we're assuming the Ravens, let's say the Ravens are the 4 seed, they would have to be playing the 2 or the 3. So the 2 or the 3 is going to be at this point Indy or Denver.
Yeah, and I don't know. So I guess it's basically the only. That's the only way.
Now I'm like, do we want to bet Lamar to lose to Bo Nix?
The only way. No, because like the only way that I just think that the only way that they're not dogs is if they're playing the Colts.
Yeah, I think Denver's favored if they play.
Denver's absolute because Denver will host it.
Yeah,
the Ravens will Ravens will be plus 2.5 every single game that they're dogs. They will not give the Ravens a key number.
No, absolutely not.
And then Sean said like that they'd be faves if they played KC because they'd be home. And then books would, but the problem with that is
I don't know if they would be favorites.
I don't know if they would because Mahomes as a dog in the playoffs has not worked out well for anyone.
And you have to assume at that point, because it would be in the AFC Championship,
and because they had made a run,
the Chiefs would have The Chiefs would have had to have made a run to get to that game, and they have already won. The narrative coming into that would be, well, they've done it before. Like they've been able to beat Baltimore in Baltimore.
They win every time.
Yeah, so
yeah. And then you're gonna have to get Kermit the Frog, saying we said that we come in here and we did it, and Patrick Mahomes and and just he can do what he wants. But,
I can't.
I don't know. I love this bet. Yeah. Anyway, the takeaway that you should all have is that CJ and I can't read a calendar, and also that we bet the Ravens to lose in the AFC Championship at 7-1.
7-1 on DraftKings.
That's a great bet. I'm into it. I'm super into that. All right, cool. Do we have anything else we want to talk about? Otherwise, I'm going to eat
mostly.
cereal.
Mostly, I think it was mostly.
Wait, did you want to do a bonus Hall of Fame?
Oh yeah, do you want to do?
Yeah.
We can go look at something for tomorrow's game. Let's give the people what they want. Let me go look here. So we got a. Let me pull up my screen. So I'm going to kind of do the same thing that you were doing on the hockey side, and what you can do here, I'll just select games. I mean, the good thing with trends is like, obviously you can see that across the entire slate, or you can just see trends for the specific game, which I also like to do. So do the same thing you're doing. Let's do 125. We'll keep it to like plus 200. And we're going to do a hit rate. 45%.
Oh, you do. So you mess with hit rate. Sometimes you know what I do on that? I go to, I only want it to be 70 or below because I can find really good value. But that's where I play with the matchup to make the matchup higher. Like the matchup grade, I make it like a B, but I do the hit rate lower because that way because if you see something that has like a hit rate that's great all the time, you're just like, you're paying that.
Well, yeah, sort of. Yeah. I mean, that's the whole point though of having like the edge right here is that you have a hit rate, which this is kind of bonkers. Will Anderson to record a sack is.
Oh, I love that.
Minus 105. What?
That's a good one. I think I'm going to add that to my card tomorrow.
I might need to be texting somebody to get this down for me because
where is it?
This is definitely not priced right. This is at ESPN Bet. It looks like.
Scott, we need you.
Yeah. I mean, Will Anderson's great. We're asking him to get one sack and
against Josh Allen has been getting like crushed within the. I like that. That O-line stinks.
I just want to see if there's anything here I could look at, but like.
Wait, can you look at?
I mean, even against good offenses, look at his.
Can you look at? Here's one that I was thinking of because it's short week.
Mm-hmm.
Go look at James Cook and his rushing attempts.
James Cook. All right. Where's your attempts? Reds. Carries. That's what Hall of Fame Bet says it called as carries. Plus 103. We're looking at for 18.5. It looks like.
What is it? So look at but he's gone way under this, right?
Yeah, he's been. I mean, well, sorry. So this is 20. Okay, this is this season. So he's been
so like look at him
kind of
against
50-50.
But this is a really good defense. I mean, I don't know if he's going to be able to get going. And they've been switching up the back. Like Ty Johnson had 2 touchdowns last week.
Obviously, yeah. I mean, Houston's like, I mean, hit rate wise, he's been okay actually when he's played.
Can you look at them on? Are you looking at them on the rush defense or what are you looking at?
I'm looking at them rush defense. Let me just look at opponents' overall defense. Yeah.
So like most of the time on a short week, they give a guy a lot of carries. I guess. How many carries did he have last week?
He had 16. So he went 19.
They might have been saving his workload for this.
27. Yeah. And let me go back to this is 18.5.
I mean, I like the over in this game, to be clear. It's also indoors. So, like, there's a lot of room for them to just be doing, like, dumb things.
Yeah, I mean, the only other thing I could think of is, like, let me go to, like, opponent rank. So, this also kind of goes to your point on you don't always have to trust the matchup rank. And one of the big things is, like, Davis Mills is playing for the Texans. The Texans are not in this range. They're probably actually more like in this range. So I always try to make sure that I do that whenever I'm adjusting the filters. It's like, okay, do I need to make an adjustment to this because of who is starting at quarterback or if like Justin Jefferson was missing or something. So he has not played this season. He has not been in that bottom half. I mean, against bad teams, man, he does not get the ball a lot.
That's what I always notice about. So, like, I lost to Geno Smith the other night, passing under by 5 yards. Like some of these guys just don't take advantage of these bad teams, or they get up and then they're not going to need to.
Yeah, I mean, now this is
I want
so.
an
I will
excuse to
say
take
this is
his
19 and
under.
a half, but
Oh, that's 19 and a
I
half?
think, I mean, yeah, I mean, you can get him at 18 and a half, and like that's a pretty decent hit rate.
That's a really high. That's a lot of carries.
His average is 14.7 in
Right. So
these
this is
in games where
5
he's
higher.
playing bad teams.
But is Houston
18 and a half
considered a
is a
bad
lot.
team?
With Davis Mills, yeah, I put Houston. I mean, they have a good defense, but offensively, I don't. I mean, the Bills' defense isn't that good, but I can't see them really moving the ball a whole lot in this game.
What do they think is it? So, oh wait, I didn't even realize this. So, like my gut
And against Houston's defense, by the way,
the matchup grade. The matchup grade. Yeah, they do the matchup.
Dude, this is
the matchup grade was. The matchup grade is the Hoff data gives it an A minus.
A minus
for the under.
Interesting. Oh, for the under, yeah.
Yeah. So we talk about times.
By the way,
you want to confirm your bias. It's confirming my bias. I'm into that.
I mean, there has not been a single running back that has gone over 18 and a half attempts against them all season.
Okay,
this is a smash.
Yeah, let's see.
Under 18 and a half, minus 110.
Like, why would this suddenly happen now? I guess is what I'm asking. Have they gone? Do I want the 27? Wait a minute. No, I think you're wrong on that one. Oh no, that's his
what do you
log.
mean?
Oh no, you're right. I'm gonna take the 17 and a half.
No, it's not.
No, you're right. You're right. I'm gonna take the well, I can't get down on that.
You get it at Profit X, it looks like at minus 103 if you want to do 17 and a half. I don't know if I can find any other alts under that. But 17 and a half, you get minus 103. I might just go with the 18 and a half. I might pay 7 extra cents for the extra carry.
That's fine. I wish I was able to do that. But I can't.
Well, I wish I was able to play the one on Profit. Stupid New Jersey banning sweepstakes.
Well, it's the same price on Caesars. I think I'm going to take this on Caesars. I'm going to take it at a minus 103. Continue.
What if we? You know what? Just curious here. What if we parlay this with that Will Anderson sack?
Oh, that's fun.
Can we parlay it? What's the price?
No, most places don't let you. I mean, DraftKings is probably
won't let me. I don't think it's going to let me parlay it. Yeah.
I mean, to be clear, I think so. I have Davis Mills interception in pocket.
Okay. Oh yeah, you can't parlay it. It looks like. All right. Yeah. Poo. All right. I would still play these separately, but
I'm still taking. I'm taking the under attempts.
Thank you, Hall of Fame Bets.
There you go. All right, cool. Use code DADS. All right. This is fun. This is a fun chill episode. My dad move as usual is to not have kids. And we're gonna do one show next week. You guys tell us if you want us to talk about football or baseball next week. There might be
we can do a blend. We can do a blend if we want. I mean,
on Monday, yeah, we can do that.
Or depends on the.
We can just bring Sean in as a guest, and he could just crap.
I think we kind of got to give people some football talk next week because it is a special week on the football calendar.
We can talk about how I've lost 20 pounds and love the way I look in our clips now versus 3 months ago. So
what are you going to look like after next week?
I don't know. I'm not going to take my GLP-1 next week so that I can eat.
Oh, you're taking the GLP-1s. That's right.
Yeah, dude. It's like a magic wand if you're in your 40s. It's great. We need like Row Health to sponsor this or like Ozempic, and I will absolutely. I mean, I'm on the generic brand, but I will absolutely.
Serena Williams uses Row Health.
It's her. She's her husband. It's her husband's. Her husband started it.
Yeah.
Which is weird. He hired his wife to be that. I mean, it's great. I love it. It's great. I don't need or take the boner pill portion, but it's nice that it's there. I'm gonna bring. I think Sean should come in. I think we should have Sean come in on Monday, and we can actually.
I can talk about the Michael Penix Jr.
Michael Penix going down the drain. We should talk about what's your worst NFL take that you've had this year that blew up in your face.
Oh, well, I mean,
I know mine. Mine is all fades of the Colts.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think that was also mine. I thought the Colts were going to be dog shit,
I thought the
and
Colts were going to be, and I thought that the Raiders
definitely not.
offense, I literally have a 250 to 1 bet on the Raiders to lead the league in scoring.
You know what? You know what was my worst take? I mean, I can just say this right now that I thought Bo Nix might take a leap because I was saying that to people prior to the season, looking
I
at
have a little pushback
his
on
last second half of the season last year, and was like, oh, that's one
Oh,
of the
I did
reasons I
too.
like the
Like I have him
Broncos.
to lead the league in passing yards, but here's my pushback on the Bo Nix hate. Dude's a winner. And the dude also does not get like they make him wait till the clock is down to 3 seconds before he's able to snap the ball. Like, I don't know if he's basically kind of shoehorned into like a Sean Payton offense, and I'm not convinced that he would be bad in like a Sean McVay offense or in even a Kevin Patullo offense. Like I just think I don't think that he has I think that I think he's better than everybody. I mean, look, you can't be 9-2 and have a shitty quarterback.
So here's what I was about to say in defense of Bo Nix, even though I was kind of shitting on him for that take. Bo Nix won the game last week, and Patrick Mahomes did not.
That 3rd and 15 throw was awesome.
Patrick Mahomes had multiple opportunities to win the game for the Chiefs last week.
They were up.
They
were up in the fourth.
I don't want to hear also the argument of Patrick Mahomes doesn't have any weapons. Like, no. You know who doesn't also have any weapons? Josh Allen. Josh Allen basically scored 6 touchdowns to win a game last week. And
Bo Nix has borderline NPCs.
Yeah. Bo Nix has a passing grade of almost 85 on PFF.
That 3rd and 15 throw, that 3rd and 15 throw that he had when they were on the winning drive, I was like, this is fucking awesome. Like that was a great throw. He's not able to do any play action on that team because they're less like high efficiency throws and they have like 9 tight ends. It's such a boring offense.
It's a weird team, but I still prefer watching the Broncos. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm more interested in Broncos games than I am the Eagles games. But
I mean, I could say
the Eagles are bored, but the Eagles are good. They're just a boring, good team.
Yeah, Eagles defense is a lot of fun to watch, though.
They're good. They're really good.
Jalen Phillips
that Phillips move was money.
Someone's going to pay him. It's not going to be the Eagles.
Howie Roseman is not allowed in any fantasy football leagues. I'll tell you that much.
Why keep trading with him?
I don't know. That's the thing. I have a guy in my fantasy league that I'm like, he made a trade to basically acquire Drake May for JJ McCarthy. And I was like, this dude, it was so bad. It was actually even worse than that. I think he got like JSN as part of it. And I said after this trade, I was like, nobody trade with this person. Like nobody can ever trade with this person again. And he somehow still made a trade like 2 weeks later to acquire Brock Bowers. And some stupid fucking
Spencer's talking about the tank. I
hate it.
We had Spencer's also in my league, in my dynasty league, and like Robert, who won a championship 2 years ago, like went on a tear and basically acquired everybody's first round picks somehow over the course of an hour and started trading everybody. Like I ended up with Tua as my quarterback at the end of it because my team's in 4th place, and I'm just like, well, I just want to. We're not good, and I'm like, we're not one player away. And so I traded Jaden Daniels. I traded Jaden Daniels for Tua, Cooper Kupp, and a first. And I think I got a great deal.
That might come back to bite you, but we'll see. We'll see what that first. Depends on what that first.
I can draft another one. I could draft another person. I just cut my first round pick from 2 years ago. I just cut Anthony Richardson. I'm more willing.
Remember when that was a thing in fantasy circles?
I kept Joe Milton. Joe Milton's on my taxi squad.
Oh, nice.
So, but yeah, but now everybody, it's like my sister and this one guy are like the top 2 teams. But I also won the weekly pool this week. Spencer's won it like 3 times. You get like $50.
Good for Spencer.
Yeah, good for him. People were complaining before, but he's done really well.
I'm never going to forget that Spencer won $3,000 on the national championship game. And he just like dropped that.
Casually dropped that. He's like, oh yeah, by the way, I won like $3,000. And we were just like, wait, what? All right. So for CJ, who's at Dad's That Bet, Spencer at Spencer_Ray. I'm Adam Rosenberg at Hey Rosenberg. Please follow us, like, subscribe, tag Hall of Fame Bets, which is the HOF app, and tell them, hey, I heard about you guys on DVB, and they sing your guys' praises because we really like the app. We will be getting into team previews, other things. We'll do a football show next week. Sean's going to come on and talk about all his bad takes. We have grown. And CJ, with all that being said, what's the final word?
I just got to say, Adam doesn't take dick pills from Roe.